Guys, Kiwi Hackman here again, and today I'm doing a test, doing a tutorial on continuity. So, if you've attempted to replace an HDMI port or anything like that, and you don't know whether it's going to work or not, or you don't know if you've got your solder down correctly or if it's got a good connection to the pad, then you want to grab your multimeter like this. You want to put it on ohms. You want to put it on sound. And you want to go to the link at the end of this video where there's a pinout for old fat boards and SAB 001s, or you want to go on Google and you want to see HDMI pinout locations. So the pinout location is the location between the pins that you've just soldered to the board and where it meets the board. So it tells you whether that connection from that pin to that part on the board is live. So if you haven't soldered it correctly or you haven't got a good connection between the solder and the pin, then you're not going to get a sound from the multimeter. It's not going to beep and say connection is valid. So on this board here, this is just a test board. I've gone away and I've replace the HDMI port. Obviously, you can see there it's not a factory factory HDMI port, sorry. And this is an original SAB 001 first edition PlayStation 4. So what I've done is I've done the pinout test. On it, you'll see this part here is what I call the scratch and sniff. So because it's a multi-layered board, when you come to the pinout section of it, you're gonna have to get your knife or get something nice and sharp like this and just lightly scratch it. Do not, and I can't stress this enough, do not scratch too hard, because if you scratch too hard, you bugger the trace, and nobody wants to do a trace repair. I mean, it is the worst repair to do ever. I've done a few trace repairs on the old PS3s and I'll never do it again. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Yeah, but so this board has got no HDMI signal. So I did a port replacement and I did a trace. I did the pinout test to see if it was getting connection. So everything's fine there. So what I've done is I've turned it around and I've taken the heat shield off the HDMI IC encoder. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to muck around with that, see if I can get that to run and to make a new video. But I just thought, while I'm messing around, why not give you guys a bit of a rundown on how that works. So a continuity test is exactly like I've said. It just tests tests between A and B, or A and A really. So what it does is say you got a wire, like a spring or whatever, and you put your earth on this side and your positive on that side, and there's absolutely no breaks in that wire, so that's going to have continuity. It's going to continuously be able to generate a current from one end to the other. Now, if we say got this, and I were to I'll just use something a lot easier. Bit of solder for reference. So we've got this. This is our continuity. So we've tested this side to see if there's no breaks in this bit of solder and if it can run to that side, right? And obviously looking at it, it's fine. But what happens if we were to snap this in half, right? We've got two little parts, but they are possibly just connecting or not connecting enough to get a full load through, or a full reading. So they're only just touching like this. So you're not going to get continuity through that because there's a break in the middle. So what we do is we we go, right, that's not put down right, so we either resolder it, or we try and find the trace, which is the little copper, most of the time they're copper, the little copper trace, which are just these lines all through the board, and we try and trace that all the way back to the beginning and say, right, where have you broken? So what we can do is we can lightly scrape and try and touch the copper trace that's going from point A to point A, or point A to point B, or whatever, however you want to look at it. And then we go, all right, there's a break there. So now we have to try and repair that. But we're not going that advanced today. We're just testing to see if the HDMI port was put on correctly, which it is, which is yay. So that eliminates the port, and now we're looking at the IC encoder, which will come in another video. So I'm going to have a look at that now, and I will catch you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, check out shopkiwihackman.com, and go and like our Facebook page. We're almost coming up to 500 likes on Facebook. When we get to 1,000, I'll be giving away a free PS4. And also, look out for the end of September, roughly. There'll be some free merch on at Shop Kiwi Hackman. So just stay posted. And if anybody has any questions or anything, just feel free to ask me on Facebook, or send me an email, or send me a message in the comments section down below. And hey, happy gaming.